Hi, everyone. We are joined by Bruce Carrington, who is getting ready to face Enrique Vivas June 8th, homecoming fight at the Madison Square Garden Theater in New York. Bruce, co-main event. You keep on moving up the bill, and this is another great opportunity for you and a showcase opportunity. Let's talk about what this means for you at this stage of your career.
Man, this is a big step up for me, man. I'm finally fighting in a co-main event on a big show, and in the biggest arena, Madison Square Garden, on the biggest platform, the top ranking ESPN. It's just, the best thing for me right now in my career as I really want to, put the world on and let everybody know who Bruce Shishu Carrington is. Like, this is really the best opportunity for me to be able to do what I do best with a great dance partner in Enrique Vivas. He's 23-3, very tough opponent, never been stopped, nonstop. He's like a Terminator, man, real tough guy. But I like fighting tough guys. I like tough guys and, really exposing how not tough they are when it comes to fighting me. So yeah, man, it's gonna be a great show. It's gonna be a great show.
What does it mean to you to be fighting in your backyard at in this kind of a atmosphere? I know you fought in the theater before, but now you're the co-main event. What is that? The significance of that for you?
Man, this fighting on a co-main event is more so giving me the opportunity to show like I am made for this. Like I am made for the big lights, for the big pressure and fighting in my hometown. Like this is like really helping me to be able to grow and get comfortable with this type of fighting atmosphere. Because when you get a lot of pressure on you, sometimes a lot of people fold. But me, I'm one of the type of fighters where I really like show up when it's time to, bite down and show off for the crowd and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like I'm really one of those guys. I really like to just put on a performance. I really can't wait to be able to just do what I do best in front of my hometown crowd on this co-main event, and to really, cement myself and establish myself in a featherweight division. I really want people to like look at me and be like, that is a guy to watch out for.
Right. And for just out of curiosity, how many minutes away do you live in New York? Are you still based in Brooklyn?
Nah, no, I actually moved away. I'm in Vegas now. I'm all the way across the country now. It was the best move for me to be able to move out to Vegas. There's so much work out here. Cost of living, you know what I mean? It's better, much better here than in New York. Less traffic, all that good stuff. You know what I mean? But mainly though, it was more so I made the move because there's just so much uh work out here in terms of the boxers, the caliber of boxers that actually work out here and or live here. The heat here to training yearly, running up mountains and whatnot. You're not getting that stuff in New York, man. And it was just the best move for me to make around that time in my career.
Absolutely. And, Top Ranks gym is there. Top Ranks, all the Top Rank stable trains out of there as well, too. So I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
it's a great atmosphere for you. But let's talk about the Top Rank stable. I mean, 126 pounds. It seems like you're going to be there for a minute. I'm
Mm.
pretty sure you're going to try to find your way for a world title shot. There's some great names there for you for the taking. I mean, just your former champion Robisi Ramirez, I know, is one of them. Luis Alberto Lopez. What are some fights that you think could be feasible for you this time next year?
I mean, the WBO, I'm really, top five in the WBO. So I could definitely, possibly run into Robesi. I could even run into Rafael Espinoza, the guy with the belt. I'm ranked top 10 in IBF is no, excuse me. I'm actually like number like 12 or something like that in the IBF. But we're gonna make our way up to that as well too, slowly but surely. But in the WBC, I think I'm ranked number 7. So I can even go that route with Ray Vargas. Either way, I feel like by next year, any of those fights are definitely feasible for me. And next year is gonna be one of those years to where it's like this is the time for you to take over and really establish yourself as a world champion in 2025.
Is that kind of the plan Top Rank has presented to you? I know they got the Hall of Fame matchmakers, the Hall of Fame promoter. Is that kind of the blueprint that you're waiting to execute?
I mean, basically, yeah, definitely. You know, it's the way how things are already going, the way how things are set up. I mean, it doesn't really take too much for anybody to kind of realize that at this point, with the rankings and the way I've been fighting, who I've been fighting. Yeah, this is one of those situations where it's like, yeah, by next year you should be fighting for a world title.
Most likely headlining too, I would be assuming.
Yeah, hopefully. I think so. I think I have enough star power to do so, you know, to headline and whatnot. I think I have a good fan base to be able to do so. So I'm hoping that will be the case.
You know, Top Rank has a lot of young up and coming fighters who are promising the same things you are. They're going to be the next world champion. They're going to be the next guy. What makes you stand out as the next young star of the sport?
Um, for me, I don't know, man. I mean, I think it's my attitude going to the ring because a lot of people I felt like I like to compare myself like an old school fighter, man. Like a lot of old school fighters, they went in there to hurt. You know what I mean? Like I feel like a lot of fighters nowadays, they just go into a fight to win. Like, you know, it's just, oh, I'm gonna get my win. I don't care about what anybody feels or whatever. Like, no. I just want to get a win. And I'm good. Me, I'm more so like I wanna go in there and dominate, but I want to dominate in dramatic fashion. Like I want you to be mentally scarred by fighting me. Like I want you to be broken by fighting. Like I have like real menacing mentality when it comes to fighting, man. And I feel like that's what separates the boys from the men. That's what separates the champions from the greats, the icons. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like, you know, when it comes to me, I just have a total different mentality when, you know, approaching fight night.
And you're fighting a guy like you mentioned hasn't been stopped before, and this is a 10 round fight. You've gone the distance for 8 rounds a couple of times. How are
Mhm.
you training to make sure you last all 10 rounds in case it needs to go the distance against a tough, gritty guy?
I mean, well, you know, little things like, I mean, I can't really spill too much of what I've been doing in terms of training, but you know, we run mountains, you know, for an extended, you know, duration of time, putting in lots and lots of rounds with, of sparring with like fresh bodies just coming in and out as like sparring with them, doing 10, 12 rounds, whatever the case is. And yeah, man, we just doing a lot of special things this camp, different things to be able to weather any type of storm that in Enrique Vivas has coming come June 8th. We're more than ready. Like I'm super confident that I'll be able to get him out of there. I'm super confident. Like I'm not underestimating him whatsoever because that's why I'm working as hard as I am. You know what I mean? But June 8th, everybody's gonna see that everything that I'm talking about, everything I'm saying, I mean everything I'm saying. I say every single bit of it.
You're on a 2 fight stoppage streak. Are you here predicting a third? It sounds like you're predicting a third.
Man, yes, definitely. I'm definitely gonna show the world that I'm gonna stop this guy. They said that you know, you mentioned that he hasn't been stopped, you know, but they said the same thing about my last two opponents. Like, oh, they never been stopped. Oh, Shushu did it in early rounds as well too. So I wouldn't say I'm getting early stoppage, but we're gonna break him down and get him up out of there. Like I'm super confident in that.
And you know, you're 27 years old, undefeated, 11 and 0, 7 KOs. I'm very curious, how far up do you want to go in your career in weight? Where do you think your ceiling is as far as a weight class?
I would like my ceiling to be 140, maybe even 147. I would like my ceiling to be that way. But you know, I wouldn't know. You know, we just got to see when the time goes, when as time goes by, you know, see how I fill out and whatnot. But I would like my max to be like 140, 147 for sure.
We talked about some of the up and coming contenders and champions. Let's play matchmaker really quickly. What are some big fights that you are wanting to prophesize that could happen in 3 years, 4 years?
Mm,
Who
mm.
are some guys that you think like yeah, we're not going to fight now, but I could see this in 3 years being a very, very big fight that's going to draw the attention of boxing fans and the public.
I mean, well, a lot of people have been throwing Naoya Inoue's name out there a lot. So that could probably be one of those big fights for me in my career that I could see happening down the line for sure. Um, any of the champions that have the belts right now, 126. Who are the belt holders at 130? I know we have Oshaki Foster. We have the guy that just beat Joe Cordina. Um, I'm not sure about the whole 130 class. I can't remember who guys that have the belts. But the most notable name, honestly, would probably be Inoue for sure.
You're going after the top dog. You're going after the pound for pound king, huh? You think you would be ready for a fight against Inoue if it was presented to
I'm ready for him right now. Like I've been saying his name for a while now, and it's not like in a disrespectful way. It's just me, being a competitor. I 100% believe in my capabilities, what I bring to the ring, and I know what I'm capable of, and that's just all it is. I see what he's lacking. I know how I can expose it, and it's just as simple as that. Like I just want my chance whenever the right time comes. And I obviously know it's a little premature right now, but when the time comes, man, I'll be ready. And it's gonna be one of those big fights that everybody's gonna remember. People down the decades, is gonna be talking about it. People like that are young now are gonna be speaking about the Carrington Inoue fight to their grandchildren, and it's gonna be one of those big fights.
Yeah, I mean, in a perfect world, Inoue has been kind of non-committal about his move to 126 pounds. He's eventually going to have to make a decision. But
Mhm.
if you somehow pick up a title, and it seems like all he goes for is undisputed, so it seems
Mhm.
like that a fight like that would be naturally coming together, and
Yeah,
so you would essentially stay at 126 pounds to get that fight.
100%, 100%. Like that is the fight that I feel like a lot of people would want to see because of like how our styles will mash up. It's gonna be a match made in heaven. You know what I mean? It's gonna be one of those like fights that's like no, if you put these two guys together in the ring, it's gonna be great. And yeah, I would definitely stay at 126 just to wait for him and so I could have my time.
I'm very curious. What do you think makes Inoue a beatable fighter? Why would you be the guy that to stop him?
Well, it's just certain things that I just noticed. I can't really say too much, but certain things that I noticed that he lacks that I can easily and capitalize off of because of what I have in my arsenal. Um, yeah, I can't really expose too much, but that's basically that was some of my answer when it comes to that question.
Do you consider him the pound for pound king right now?
Pound for pound king. Nah, I still got to give it to Terrence Crawford because, yeah, in a way, has done what he's done, right? And you can't take that away from him. But I do think about the caliber of opponents. If you compare, like, Inoue's opponents to Terrence Crawford's opponents or even Usyk's opponents, like, it's not the same. They can't compare. So, you have to give the nod to Bud on that. You know what I mean? I have Bud at number one, Usyk at number two, and Inoue at number three.